day at markets today. There's been a tremendous resources sector rally in Australia. The sector was hitting 52-week lows whilst the bank sector was hitting 52-week highs. And it was hitting its lows on the understanding that the Chinese economy was going nowhere. The Chinese have set a 5% growth target this year, but you've got brokers like Morgan Stanley out of the US suggesting that their growth is going to be more like 3.9% this year. China has just been a disappointment. They've failed to stimulate their own economy, and even if they do, they need to fire a bazooka, not fire bullets. The central bank in China, the People's Bank of China, announced some interest rate cuts after the Fed announced an interest rate cut the week before. That seemed to be their excuse to do so. It didn't seem really well planned. It just seemed they've cut, so we'll announce it. But the immediate reaction, whilst positive for share prices, the immediate reaction was one of skepticism. They need to do something more substantial than just cut a few interest rates. And then they followed that up with an issue of sovereign bonds worth about 280 billion US dollars. And that is money that will be put into the banking system that will help the property market. Also hand $114 to every second and third child in China. And that seemed to be stimulus enough or more significant, more like a bazooka than bullets, and the market's taken that to heart. So the resources sector was looking for an excuse to rally. It found the excuse to rally, and it's shot off. I would just warn everybody, though, that whilst there has clearly been a sentiment improvement, we really need it backed up with commodity price rises. We've seen short-term rises in commodity prices. For this to be a material pivot point, we need to see a sustained rise in commodity prices. And that, of course, we won't know until we get there. So what most people have done is to assume that this is going to bottom, at least bottom the sector. It's going to reduce a lot of the risk, and therefore it's worth a punt, even for investors to get started. As long as you've got some sort of loss control system, you just put in a simple stop loss for most people. As long as you've done that, you can have a trade, and you never know, for an investor, it may turn out to be right. The problem with these things, in order to make money, you have to take a risk, and everybody knew that with the way the resources sector was going, that we're going to make a lot of money in a short period of time when the sector turned, and that's what's happened so far. Whether that turns out to be a material pivot point that we'll look back on in years to come and go, that was when the Chinese economy turned around, the jury is out on that. For now, everybody's just got set, and fingers crossed this turns into a bazooka rather than the rather ineffective volley of bullets.